Good day, I'm W Thalla, and I'm going to be looking at the TVET curriculum challenges and solutions as assignment 3 for CDD 711. In order to considerably increase the likelihood of getting a respectable job or earning money for self-employment, TVET institutions has a pivotal role to play in response to the economy and the process of lifelong learning because things change all the time, and poverty reduction. Now, although this statement is important, many of the curriculums used for TVET colleges are outdated and does not respond to the needs of industry. And this lessens the graduates' chances of employability. And so this exercise seeks to look at the curriculum specifically of utility studies and engineering and their responsiveness to the world of work. So what are the industry problems, the needs and opportunities? The curriculum is outdated. The native curriculum was designed as far back as 1995 with no revision. It is theoretical knowledge components that is done over 18 months, and then after the 18 months the students needs to have 18 months industry exposure as practical or workplace experience to obtain their diploma. It's difficult to secure these placements as little and no relationships with industry has been formed. In terms of the NCV curriculum, it was implemented in 2017, meant as a vocational matric over 3 years. It's a theory and a simulated workshop, supposed to be a theory and simulated workshop environment. They exit without these practical skills. The instructors lack the necessary curriculum delivery. It's pitched at too high. It's a pitch at a too high rate for the NCV students, and because they have low educational background, and that causes high dropout and throughput rates, and our attendance rate for NCV is extremely low. Let's scrutinize how old these curriculums are. For the native tourism curriculum, remember I said 1995. I'm looking at subjects like hotel reception, tourist destinations, and tourism communication. In hotel reception in 6, in the curriculum that we are currently following, we have hotel charts and manual witness system that we're teaching our students. But when they get to industry, they're using 4IR systems on the computer that is called ProTel or Muse or Cloudbed. And because we don't send the students during their training for industry exposure, they don't get exposure to use those systems. So when they get to those hotels, when they must do the 18 months in-service training, they are completely novice and new to those systems and must be taught those systems only then. Whereas if we had them in a world component during their study at the college, they would have been exposed to that. In terms of tourist destinations, it is also a syllabus that was not revised. They're teaching only certain destinations to the students, and I must say that the tourism industry has developed since, but the students are not exposed to those. In terms of tourist communications, they use outdated communication practices of faxes and telegrams, and nobody uses those anymore. With engineering in 123, it's trimester courses, so the students are with us for a period of 2 months. It's 2 months, and then it is, because the period is so short, it is only theory based. So for N1, 2 and 3, it's theory based, and therefore the department wants us to phase out the N1, 2 and 3 and replace it with occupational programs currently. The NCV is supposed to have a work-based experience component. It's 1 month, near 1 week a year, and that is too little to make any difference. We're also battling to get industry to accept these level 4 NCV students because they do not understand the credentials of N4, and because of the poor quality of our students at that level and no exposure, we battle to place them. Is the curriculum in line and does it feed into the different industry? A definite no. The curriculum responsiveness is complicated. We've got outdated curriculum and syllabus that is unresponsive to the needs of industry. We cannot keep up with the fast pace at which technology develops because we do not have industry partners and we don't have strong relationships. This makes the quality of the TVET college qualification of a poor quality, and this cuts across engineering and business studies. When looking at the lecturers and their qualifications and their training skills and ability, and trying to determine if that is in line with what is needed in this day and age, the lecturers are masters of their learning environment, and that means they have professional qualifications, but they require ongoing training to stay relevant. They have no technical or no exposure to the technology that is used in the industry, and although they are academically or might be academically suitably qualified, they've got no work integrated learning exposure, so they have no industry exposure. So the qualification that they have and the training that they do is irrelevant to what is happening in the industry currently. Some consultations was done with staff and students and industry partners. It was done by questionnaire interviews, observations, telephone calls and interviews and so forth. And it was felt that there's a lack of industry exposure of both staff and students. The students indicated that they would like interactive and practical lessons to make it more interesting. We need a revision of the syllabus and more emphasis on entrepreneurship, and there's a lack of essential infrastructure and resources. Our industry partners, on the other hand, according to Kanyagale 2021, there's a gap in the organizational design of our system. So the industry partners are concerned with the quality and the caliber of graduates that we produce, and therefore we need collaboration. There's a misalignment with in terms of an unsupportive system that we have, and there's a disengagement and a distant management style that they indicated that needs revision. So why does these particular issues exist? The syllabus is more than 25 years old. The review was never prioritized and didn't take place. Our system is geared for exams and it's exam focused because our status is determined by our examination statistics. There is no will built in our curriculum and system that causes our students to be unemployable. The employability is low. The delivery of curriculum by staff is irrelevant, and that causes a disconnect, which causes a poor quality TVET student that is being produced. So who's affected by these issues? Our students, the staff, the industry, and the community. Because we are not in contact with or have relationships, everybody suffers. We've unpacked the issues that we have with our curriculum. Let's look at possible solutions, and the best solutions are highlighted in blue. We must review our procedures and practices for teaching and learning. Look at our assessments, restructure them and revise them. Look at professional curriculum leadership and leadership training that can drive this process. We must review our classroom teaching and learning practices, get industry involved, join industry professional bodies and networking like the plumbing IOPSA that we were exposed to this week. Look at upskilling and capacity building for our lecturers, collaborate with industry, build those relationships, change our engineering programs into occupational dual approach programs. We need to look at teamwork and forming communities of practice and adding a will component to all our ministerial programs. So in essence, we need to build an ecosystem of vocational education, and increased emphasis should be on industry collaboration and relevance of our curriculum, dialogues for underpinning student employability, relevance of staff skills and their qualification, and in preparing our students to be industry ready in terms of industry needs. In conclusion, I want to say this is essential in developing a knowledge and practice ecosystem that will support and drive sustainable relationships and career opportunities for students. I thank you.